Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at you, Aquarius. You are the magic maker. There is an intelligence in you. There is a heightened awareness. There's an ability for you to really make connections and really see things clearly right now. I think that you are you're a kind of a technical person. Like, you're really good with technology and gadgets and stuff. I kind of feel like you know more than one language. Highly intelligent. I think that you're good at interfacing with people. Yeah, I think that you're a creator. Maybe you're literally an artist or a creator, a content creator, a creator of worlds, a creator of reality. Okay, I think that you are channeling your divine energy through yourself, and it's coming out on the other side as exactly what you want to see. You know, I think you have a great imagination. I think you have an ability to really visualize clearly, but then you also have the ability to put that on paper. You know, when I was in junior high, I knew this kid who was able to just look at something and draw it perfectly. Just a kid. He was, what are you in junior high, 11, 12, something years old? You could show him anything, a picture of something, and he'd be able to draw it. Sometimes it'd take him a minute, but we had something else to do in class, I guess. He would be able to draw it just from, if you could picture it in his head, he could draw it on paper. And that, to me, that's really a magician. It's that mirror image. It's the ability to translate what's inside of us, outside of us. And I think you have a real opportunity to manifest that right now. Okay? I think that you're somebody who has a vision, you have a purpose, you have a plan, an intention, you have the picture in your head, and you're trying to put it out there into the real world. And you want it to look like what you see in your head. Me, I'll picture something in my head. I'm good at visualization, but then I try to draw it. There's like chicken scratch, stick figures, right? I can visualize, I just can't get it out on paper. I feel like you have an opportunity to really do that right now. Let's put this card into a little bit of context, and let's see what's going on. Let's see what you're doing. Yeah, there's that creative fire. That creative fire right now. Okay, 8 of Wands. We have the Moon card. 5 of Swords. We have the Temperance card. We have a 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands is taking all that fire and manifesting it on earth, creating something, completing a project. Okay, the fire of the wands in the number 4 shows manifestation. You are a manifestor. Okay, and you are coming out of a period of doubt. You're coming out of a period of fear, really, because the sun is rising. A doorway is opening for you, and you've been chosen. Yeah, and this is that surge of energy. This is happening very quickly. This is an inspiration and a manifestation that are happening like that. Okay? This is a manifestation that's happening rapidly for you. 7 of Swords. A 4 of Pentacles, right? Another 4, showing us stability. The Sun card, right? Showing success and joy and health and wealth and creativity and radiance, and a Queen of Cups looking at the past. Right? The final outcome of all of this is you reflecting on the emotional experience. See, this is the only water energy we have. You're saving all the water for later. Right now is a time for quick action, swift activity, not doubting, not questioning, not second-guessing yourself, going forward with the surge of creative energy. This is like fireworks. And you're doing it, right? And when it's done, when it's completed, when you're finished with this, this is like a surge of creativity. It's like you're being visited by a very powerful energy right now that is really preparing you, pushing you, propelling you really forward. It's a surge of inspiration. Use it. Inspiration is very short-lived. Do you know that? We're inspired all the time, you know? Inspired by my hunger, inspired by something I see out there, inspired by something that Spirit shows me. Oh, I want that. I want to do that. I want to be that. Inspiration doesn't last very long. It's very short-lived. This is a flash in the pan. This is a burst of energy. It's gone before we even know it. If we don't grab onto this while it's here, it's going to be gone. This is a doorway that's opening and closing very fast. It's like, you know, something wrong with those automatic doors. They just keep doing that. Well, you're taking advantage of this, which means you have to not think. You have to act. We don't want the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is the gauntlet. You're trying to run on this central sword as fast as you can. It's like Indiana Jones when he's going after that golden thing at the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark. I can't remember. He's in Peru, going after that gold thing. And he's running down the hallway, and there are these little poisonous darts that are shooting at him both ways. That's what this is. I don't think there are, at least I hope there are no poisonous darts, but it's running as fast as you can before your thoughts really catch up to you. And your thoughts are those poison darts that make you doubt, that make you second guess and question yourself. You got to run faster than your thoughts can reach out and grab you and pull you back. Okay. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down over here with Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck, right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments below this video. Okay, now let's look around the room. 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana energies. Again with the number 4. 4, 4. The 8 obviously is double 4. Okay, so that might be a pretty significant number for you going forward. 4-word. Anyway, we got fire and fire, water at the end. We've got air and air, and you got some earth. Okay. The 8 of Wands is really the magician having a surge of creative energy. It is a sudden inspiration that's saying you better get this stuff down on paper quick. That you better paint this picture and don't let anything interrupt you. Don't get distracted. Don't let your mind sort of slow you down. And then we start questioning, well, should I be doing this? I don't know if it's any good and I don't know what I'm doing really. But no, let the energy flow from you. Okay, it's going in every direction right now. So it may feel a little frantic. It may feel like you're sort of bouncing from this side of the room to that side of the room. That's okay. Just go with it. Let it flow. Okay, it's a frenzy of creative energy right now. Yeah, and it's going to be short-lived. It's not going to last for a long, long time. So you take advantage of it now. And I think that you're able to produce a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff right now, okay? And I think that it's maybe a lot of different stuff. Like you're really thinking outside the box. You're kind of, your energy's being diversified at the moment, okay? This is just going to be it's like a grand finale of a fireworks show, okay? And the magician is the one, it's like the crescendo of the orchestra piece that you're the conductor, you know, with your wand, right? The conductor of the orchestra, And you are just, it's building up, and it is the grand finale of this symphony concert performance. And it's, I don't even know how to describe it. I don't have the vocabulary for this. But it is a frenzy. It is a intense crescendo. And I believe you are a creator, so this is something that is manifesting for you in the real world. It's something that is maybe a performance, it may be a piece of art, it may be at work, a lot of just a surge of productivity. Okay, it must feel like you kind of, I don't know, like you had one of those Jolt Colas, or you had like a real strong cup of coffee. And you're just like, you're going to get a lot of stuff done today. Okay. Under the surface is the dark, scary forest of the moon card. Now, this is a transition card. It's a doorway. It's a threshold. It's showing that the sun is just about to rise. Well, here's the sun. That sun is you. This could be that you've kind of felt lost a little bit, like, or maybe there's been like a writer's block or like a creative blockage. Feeling that we're just sort of stumbling around in the dark, groping around in the dark, can't really find something to connect with, can't really, not getting the inspiration, not really, things aren't working. Maybe you feel like your life's been in a very dark period, like a dark night of the soul, okay? Or that your imagination hasn't been really working out so well. The ideas just haven't been coming to you as rapidly as they usually do. I think that you've been doubting yourself, questioning your commitment, questioning your path, really. Okay? This is good ideas coming in very, very rapidly. This is almost a brainstorm. You're getting so many good ideas, you want to get them all down on paper as quickly as you can before the moment is over. Afterwards, that's when you can go back through and you can pick out the really good ones, and and you can kind of analyze and organize and stuff. Not now. Now's the time for just intense, frenzied creativity. It's like you can't even be bothered to write this stuff down. Just put a tape recorder on or something, right? Make it easy for yourself to stay in the flow. You're channeling something very meaningful here. Okay? And you can't be bothered with trying to write complete sentences. Scribble it. Speak in gibberish if you have to, but just, get it out there. Get it in a way that you will remember after, I think, because this is usually a frenzy of activity that isn't really gonna, it's so intense that it won't really be, it maybe will feel like a dream, An intense period of activity. It's short, but very intense. And afterwards, it may just be like, what the heck was that? And that's when you have the reflection afterwards, right? The rest and reflection afterwards. This is a frenzy of creativity, a frenzy of productivity. The moon card is, it's kind of like we're in the darkness waiting for the light. You've been trying to find the light switch. These two cards together, the Five of Swords and the Moon, is you groping around for the light switch in a dark room. When you find it, the blinding light, this surge of energy, okay? You find the right inspiration that you need, and it triggers something. It sparks something in you. But this is, we're looking around, and maybe with the Five of Swords, not finding much motivation. I think that you've been looking for your muse. You've been looking for that inspiration, that inspiring person, or the quote, or the word, or the picture, the something. Something that'll spark this. The moon card is a closing of the third eye. The moon card is, it sort of represents the need to open up our third eye. This is a waning moon. This is a new moon, right? Where it's waned so far now that the eye is closed, right? It's a narrowing of the psychic aperture. kind of getting that tunnel vision and not really able to see what we need to see. It suggests that we need to rest and relax and open up our mind, spread our mind out. And that way we can, open the third eye, widen the psychic aperture, wax the moon, right? And we take in more of that light, take in more and more and more. It could be that you've been looking at something too narrowly. You've been looking at something just through a little tiny, like, pinhole camera, rather than just kind of taking it all in, kind of a diffuse awareness, taking everything in. And I think something is getting sparked in you. So whatever you're doing, whatever your project is, whether it's at work, at home, at school, in the studio, it doesn't matter. But whatever you've been doing, it feels like you've been looking at it through a really tiny pinhole lens. Seeing it too narrowly. Okay? And Five of Swords, I think you've been asking questions, trying to figure something out, trying to get the inspiration, trying to figure out like you've been looking at your blank canvas, paintbrush in hand, and just, I don't know what to paint. Or you've been at the typewriter, blank page. I don't know what to type. I don't know what to write. But you've been looking at it maybe too much. You've been staring at the screen. Everything else, you stare right in the center of your vision, how everything else kind of goes gray, goes blurry. Right? Tell you what, if you want to, next time you're in an empty room, stare at a blank wall. Don't move your eyes. Try not to blink. You'll see that wall starts to turn gray and black, and your vision starts to really narrow. You're locking in that center point. Everything else blurs. Okay, and this is not that. The moon card is that, telling you instead to widen your field of vision. Look at more things. You've been looking in the same place for your inspiration, but it's not there. You have 360 degrees, infinite degrees, in which to search for your inspiration. Don't keep looking in the same place. It's like that one cartoon that I still don't know where it came from, about the guy who left the bar, he's looking for his keys, he's looking under the street lamp, because that's where the light is. That's not where his keys are, but that's where he's looking, because that's where the light is. The keys are not there. We're not going to keep looking there if that's not where it is. We know it's not, we need to widen our search area. You need to take in more information, more experience. And I think that's what's happening. And I think that this is a surge of a very, very transformative fire for you. This is the Temperance card, the art card. Literally the card of art, right? I think this card is also a bit of a warning. Don't try to temper yourself right now. Don't try to calm yourself down. Don't try to hold yourself back or restrain yourself, or don't let your mind convince you that you need to mitigate this creative energy. It's a fireworks display. Let it happen. Let it go. Don't interfere with it. Don't get in the way of it. Don't temper it. Allow it to happen. Allow it to transform your life. Surrender to that inspiration, that divine creative energy. And when you open your eyes again, the masterpiece is going to be painted. Right? There's going to be something to show for all of this. And it may feel like you're not even really present. It kind of like it takes you outside your body a little bit, The Four of Wands in the future position is that the completion of this cycle. And I think it goes around quick. I don't think that this is lasting for a long time. It's a window of opportunity. This door is opening, and you've been chosen to receive this surge of creative input. It's input and output, really. It's throughput, right? The Eight of Wands, throughput. This is what you're creating, okay? It's a Venus in Aries. It is a masterpiece. It is something beautiful. Okay, it's something that is an expression of you. It's your aesthetic. This is you kind of redecorating something in your life, And it's a surge of that inspired creativity. And so this is going to be an absolutely unique piece of art, whether this is your business proposal, whether this is the product, your craft, your Etsy thing, whatever you're making, if it is your YouTube channel or the video you're making, or if it's the piece of art, the music, whatever it is. Okay. It's going to be excellent. And it's going to be, in a way, temporary. The Four of Wands reminds us that everything is temporary, right? We're completing a cycle, but every completion is a new beginning. Yeah. So I think this is, this is talking about a cycle of creative energy for you. And I feel like we spend most of our time in the dark. We get these big blasts of light, and then it's back in the dark again for a while. And we spend 99% of our time groping around for the inspiration. Once you find it, you get it, you go with it, and then it's over as quickly as it began. The moon card's a divine doorway. Let's do a divine doorway oracle card. Trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Have faith and breathe, right? I don't see you getting all anxious and nervous and worried really about being in this darkness, because I think you know this terrain. You're very familiar, because this is the card of uncertainty. This is the card of trusting the intuition. This is the card that says, yeah, I'm groping around in the dark because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's how I'm going to find the inspiration. Yeah. You're trusting in the universe that your intuition hasn't wandered or led you astray necessarily, but you're realizing that, you can't really, you can't predict when these surges of energy, you can't predict what's going to inspire you, because then it really wouldn't be inspiration, right? We can motivate ourselves by seeking out certain things, but to get that inspiration, it kind of suggests a spontaneity. And trusting the universe in this dark, scary forest is telling me that you're familiar with this territory. You're comfortable here because you've been here before. This is a cycle that's repeating. This is your creative process, okay? And you're the magician, you're the conductor, you're the artist, you're the master, you're the architect. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The Seven of Swords is your general energy, though. You realize that your thoughts are trying to catch up with you. You realize that you have doubts. It's kind of like as soon as this inspiration comes, somebody flips over one of those little egg timers and the clock's ticking, And you know that eventually the window's closing. Your thoughts are going to close in on you, and pretty soon, the moment's gone. You've been in the flow state before. And when you're in that flow state, when you're in the zone playing music or painting or whatever it is, playing baseball, I don't know, as soon as you start thinking about it, as soon as you start being aware of what's going on, it snaps you out of it. It's like the Wile E. Coyote, running across the ravine. As long as you just keep going and just do it, it's going to be fine. But as soon as Wile E. Coyote stops and has that kind of mental consciousness, self-awareness saying, oh. Right. And that's going to happen eventually. The idea is to prolong the return of normal human consciousness, to prolong the return of that regular old thinking Aquarius, that regular old mind. That's got doubts and worries and concerns and fears, that's distracted. Because that's really what it is. Our thoughts are going to distract us from this flow state. It's such a state of concentration. That conscious awareness of it, thinking about it, is going to snap you out of it. But we know that eventually is going to be the ending of it. So it's kind of like, let it flow the best you can. Try to delay the return of normal consciousness. And then open your eyes and look what you built, right? And you're stacking these moments. You're stacking these cycles. You're squaring the circle. You're stacking these divine moments of this creative carousel that you're on. Yeah. And the Four of Pentacles is earthly power. It is an accumulation of wealth, an accumulation of the product, right? Whatever it is that is the result of this creative energy for you. And it doesn't mean it's a commodity necessarily, right? A product is something you're producing. Producing something that's of value to you. Maybe you're selling it to other people, I don't know. We stop at the 4. We don't have a 5, a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles. No, we're stopping at the 4. You're producing something. You have something to show for this creative work. Now, whether that's something just for you, or you're going to sell it, or promote it, or give it away publicly, it doesn't matter. What matters is you're in this creative flow. You're doing it because it's a creative process for you. What you do after, that's kind of inconsequential. Now, I hope you're selling it or putting it out there, or giving it away to other people or something like that. I hope other people are seeing it and looking at it, but I feel like that might be part of our sun in this position, the sun card in the fear, worry, concern, anxiety position. Maybe you're not yet putting it out there for people. Maybe it does really stop at the 4, where it's just kind of an accumulation of these products. You have your house is full of all of these paintings that you've painted. Yeah. There's a reluctance for you to let your star shine. The anxiety is that we'll be recognized. Maybe you don't want you want the fortune maybe, but you don't want the glory. You want the money, F the fame, right? In the famous words of Tupac, rest in power. This is sometimes a fear of being seen. Yeah. That all of this might be happening in the dark. Like literally, like not showing anybody what you're doing, not letting anybody see, the result of this. They don't have to be here during the process, but to let other people see what you're producing and what you're creating with your life and with your energy and with your inspiration, I think is very important for you. And I think that's what this card really is. And I wonder if maybe that's why all this is coming up now, because the moon card is saying, look, it's time for that sun to rise. It's time for everything to come out into the open. It's time for things to really be seen. It's time for you to put on that art show or the gallery thing or whatever. It's time for you to publish. It's time for you to put your videos out there or whatever, your music. Okay? It's time to really claim your success. It's time to embrace your authentic voice. Embrace yourself and let your light shine. Claim your fortune and glory. Now's the time, okay? The Queen of Cups at the end here is reflecting on the past, reflecting on the whole thing. It's kind of like this is such a whirlwind of activity that at the end, you're going to have to really take some time to process it all, When the return of normal consciousness arrives and you kind of do the business side of things and stuff, there's going to be an opportunity for you to reflect. And the Queens of the Tarot are always looking at the ending. This big whirlwind of activity, big frenzied thing. And I usually say, well, this is the card of a group of ladies leaving a movie theater. And this is how one of those ladies is experiencing the movie, walking out of the theater thinking, whoa, what the heck was that? That really changed me. I got to catch my breath. That was that moved me. That changed who I am. That fundamentally changed the way I see things, It's a really deep feeling. It really touched you. Okay? And this is kind of how I leave a Tool concert, where it's just oh my gosh, what was that? It's almost like you've transcended, you're on a spirit, you're having a spiritual experience, and then afterwards you just think, I'm different than I was before. I don't know exactly what happened, but I know how I feel. And that feeling becomes the central kind of thing. And maybe it's we keep going through these things because we're chasing that feeling, in a good way. Let's look at the mystery card. I want this to be a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of cups or pentacles, because I want to see that this is something that you're harnessing this. Like you're taking this opportunity to really continue on. I want there to be longevity here. I want you to really create something. This doorway is open. I want to see like where's the doorway leading you? Your best life, I hope. Yeah. Maybe back into the moon, right? Back into the dark, scary forest. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Ace of Cups, oh yeah. So it really is about all the love and joy and satisfaction, that sense of purpose, the purity of heart. It's not about selling it for money. I hope you are. I hope you're getting paid for it. But this is about the creation. This is about the love. This is about the beauty and the joy. Yeah, this is about the spiritual experience of it. I want you to share that with others. You know, I want this feeling to branch out and nourish every other area of your life. That's the Ace of Cups. It's the well, it's the source. It's the unlimited beauty and joy and that spiritual love that, you know, like any big body of water, is going to sort of branch out into all these rivers and streams. And that's what you want. So I feel like this is maybe the beginning of that process. Okay? And I think, again, this is kind of like we're chasing this feeling. So it's just like we like doing this because it brings us closer to that spiritual, I don't know, that spiritual source. It feels really, really good, you know? And I think, again, it's kind of like you don't maybe know how the process works or what does it or what sparks it or what inspires it, but you know it when you feel it. And when you feel it, you let it go. And then it's over, and then you reflect on the feeling with your Queen of Cups. And then, you know, we deal with the aftermath of things, and then we start looking around for the next inspiration. And then this is why, you know, an artist, they're almost compelled to keep creating. It doesn't matter what you're creating or what medium you're working with. I think the real magician there is going to work with all sorts of different materials, you know, because you're after the feeling. That's not about what you're doing. It's not about the earth energy here. It's about how and why. This is the why. The path of the dove is the how, but the Ace of Cups is the why you're doing it. Because it's who you are. It feels like a spiritual purpose. It feels like you've been chosen to do this, and you're honoring that sacred duty of yours. Now, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Aquarius, Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we are all in this together.